Hey, Alana.
Hey, Keith.
So, what do you want to talk about today?
I think I would love to talk about unknown wines.
Oh, like all of them, or just ones you like?
Just the ones I like. Just the cool, geeky little weirdos that a lot of people don't know about, but are super cool and fun to pull out, especially among wine folk.
Oh, like Merlot?
Oh, yeah, exactly, like Merlot. Yes. You've nailed it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Nobody's heard of that.
I know.
No.
I'm the one. I brought to the masses today.
You did.
And Chardonnay.
Yes.
You're welcome,
Chardonnay
America.
too.
You're welcome.
Fabulous. Done.
Yes, done. Sorted.
Done and dusted.
Have a great night, folks. Yeah, no, okay. So where would you like to start? I mean, there's so many.
There's so many going on. So the most interesting thing that I read recently is that Chile, a place that you don't think of as having a lot of unique native grapes.
Oh, yeah?
They're starting to do natural wines and native grapes made from the Criolla grape.
Oh. And, okay, I'm really glad you said that.
Really?
Because I had in my pocket, the only wine I had in my pocket was another Chilean wine.
No way.
Yeah. And I actually, Pais.
Yes.
So I was thinking about that too.
Wow.
So that was like, but Criolla, is that the mission grape?
It is.
Okay, I thought so. That's awesome. And they are, I know, super weird stuff.
And Pais is the same.
I know. I know.
Okay.
I know, but I wanted to pretend I had an original thought in my head.
Gotcha. Fair enough. No, but it's really interesting. So, like, to me, Chile is the king of Cabernet, Chardonnay, Carmenere, Cab Franc, but they are embracing what's unique there. And they're kind of like gray, pinkish skin grapes.
Yeah.
And they're doing them in rosés and natural wine styles. So that was just really fascinating.
Well, it's awesome because I just was placing an order for the school and I actually had some Pais on there because I love because they're always under 13% alcohol. They cannot go above that number.
Right.
And I just love them because and they're some of the oldest vines in Central and South America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really amazing stuff. And really geeky and super weird and just very they're the most un-California of all their wines.
Yes, definitely.
They're delicious.
Well, and the other wine I wanted to talk about were wines from the Canary Islands. And that's also related to the mission grape.
It is, because they are. I know. I don't know. What do they call it, the Canary Islands?
So the Canary Islands, the grape that they grow originally that became the mission grape, that was Listan Prieto for priest.
Yes.
But now they cultivate Listan Negro. So that's a wine that is super fun.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Light, delicious, a great earthiness to it.
Their white wines, too, are amazing. And just how they grow, because you picture this place, it's these islands off the coast of Morocco, and they are volcanic islands, and we're thinking, you're thinking Africa hot, yes, but they're so far up, they're at the top of these old ancient volcanoes, and they look like a pretzel, how they actually plant them, as you know, you've seen this, and it's just brilliant. The wines are amazing and weird and just totally unique. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, you're stealing my thunder because I was going to go back to.
Oh, no, really? You're kidding.
No, because they are so beautiful. But also, if you jump over to Morocco, there is some new production. Now, Morocco is great because it's so exotic sounding.
Right.
But there's some great Syrah being grown. Yeah, just a little bit, but it is awesome.
There's some great Syrah in, is it Corsica? No. Sardinia,
yes. Sardinia has some really exceptional and they have some really good old vine cabs in Sardinia as well.
I thought you were going to say Cannonau.
Oh, they have. Oh, yes. Of course. Well, Cannonau. I know. Is Cannonau exotic? Because it is actually one of the oldest varieties of Grenache.
I think it's whatever we say it is.
Okay,
I think, if we want to say it's exotic, it is.
All right. I guess we just that is exotic. Well, just like I said, Merlot is exotic.
Where would you go? I don't want to steal your thunder for another pick.
Oh, no. See, if we just kept on going and every time you came up with something cool, I was like, oh, that was my next idea?
My BS meter is going off. I think I'm going to be going on that.
Yeah. All right. So my Val d'Aosta. So Val d'Aosta, which is Italy, but they actually grow up there some of the most interesting. The only other place that grows these grapes is Switzerland. So their Blancos are often, they are like these classic Swiss varietals. And so I love that area. It's because it's one of the only ways you can really get a lot of like these Swiss style wines in America. So that's awesome place. I also really like, I'm going to just jump over to, not to the Piedmont, so everyone knows about Barolo, but if you go just over the border, there is where you'll see a lot of Nebbiolo. And it is just classic ancient styles of Nebbiolo. So that's not really exotic, but I really love that. That's really great. Or even if you're up in like this area that's called Bolca. It's still in the Piedmont, but it's again this very old traditional Nebbiolos that drink nothing like Barolo or Barbaresco, and those are really, really great. Honestly, even in America, if you go to the early plantings in Napa and Sonoma, the Chenin Blancs there. Because these old vine Chenin Blancs are just so bizarre and lovely. I do love those. Those are really, the flavors are so exotic. It's not exactly the most original ideas for, coming, but I really love those things that you just don't even know about. Or Charbono. Oh my God, the original Napa grape. Is brilliant. It actually tells you where Napa Valley was pre-Prohibition. Those are amazing grapes. I love them. Yeah.
You get so excited. Yeah.
I know. Well, it is, and you've had the Foley Charbono. I think, you've had that. And, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it is great. I was thinking of a cool climate grape that we're starting to see in the U.S., which is Saperavi.
Oh, Saperavi. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Which is a monster.
Yeah.
That is one of the old, okay. I got to remember, because I'm forgetting exactly where it's originated. It's not Turkey it's coming from. I forget its origin. But where it's usually done in amphora, aged version, but I forget.
I forget as well. It may be Georgia, Croatia, Macedonia. Georgia.
It is Georgia, yeah. Okay. It's just there's so much information and, and since we never write scripts, it's like Georgia, aged underground in amphora. Oh, Cuervi, they call them Cuervi. Those are amazing. And and we're even seeing them on the East Coast too, where they're making really wonderful ones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a monster.
I got to throw out a Spanish, something that was saved from extinction, which is Mencia.
Yeah, that is.
Not a lot of people know about Mencia.
I know. I think it's funny because we use it a lot.
We use it a lot, but I don't think people realize how Cab Franc-like it is.
Yeah.
And it goes great with all kinds of food. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, inherently balanced wine.
Yeah, that's great. I know. Yeah, that is. And I really like in that little area of Ribera Sacra. From that area, they are just rustic and fun and intense. And then over the border, you in Bierzo, they're much more clean and modern and beautiful. Yeah, they're great. And they've changed in style so much too. I remember about 10 years ago, they were very almost Syrah-like and fun.
Yes, they're much leaner.
Yeah,
much leaner now.
I really like them.
Yeah,
they're really lovely. And it's funny. I guess they are. But honestly, 20 years ago, I taught this class. We still teach it, called the Exotica class. And one of the first things I I opened was actually Malbec from Argentina, because back then nobody knew it.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, and people hated it. People thought it was so weird and awful.
What?
Yeah, it was funny.
Wow.
Yeah, no, because everything starts as unknown and exotic, and it becomes known over time. A lot of things, Malbec. Yeah, now everyone drinks Malbec. The same thing. I mean, it happens so many times.
Well, I never thought I would see a Swiss wine on a wine list locally.
Oh, right.
And Chasselas,
yes,
which is one of my favorite white wines, very hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
And it popped up
yeah.
in a Spanish restaurant wine list.
I know, that's weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but
yeah.
how cool.
I
love the Savoy, Jura,
yes.
Swiss wine, those native grapes. The profiles are profound.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to go to a white wine everyone knows sherry, but the grape that it's based on, that Palomino grape, they're making these really interesting Palomino wines now in the south of France that are they're not sherry. They are like aged the Solaris system, and they're slightly oxidized and funky, but they're just this whole new reinvention of sherry. Those are exotic and delightful. But yeah, you mentioned Jura, and that's what I thought, because because there's so many great that oxidized whites. Jura is the only place I know of that where the whites are heavier than the reds.
Yeah.
And like if you're at a tasting, and you know this, like you'd have like the reds first and then the whites.
Yeah.
Because they're lighter to heavier. All tastings are like that, and the whites are just massive.
Yes.
So weird. So cool.
I would say, thinking about if I was going to like turn somebody on to an exotic grape or native grape, I think I would pick anything from Sicily. So like we have the Mount Etna varieties, the Nerello Mascaleses, but then in the south you have the beautiful Frappatos and Nero d'Avolas.
Oh, yes.
And I don't think there's anybody who really doesn't dig those once they try them.
Those are so beautiful, and then and I love in Victoria when they actually blend Nero and Frappato, and those are the cherry, and I forget the name. Cerasuolo de Vittoria. Yes, those are so beautiful, so balanced. And then there's that white grape Cotarato.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're right. Sicily is so amazing, and I would actually go. I would go Sicily, but I would also go. I would go again into northern Italy, into not maybe Lombardy, but maybe into if even further into the Dolomites. Going into the Dolomites, those wines specifically, and it was just on the top of my tongue. I just lost it.
I've been trying to think of it the whole time.
Yes,
we're thinking of the same grape.
Yep.
It's Alto Adige.
Yep.
And it's something that we absolutely love.
Lagrein. I was thinking Lagrein.
Yes.
Lagrein.
Yes.
And because it's actually, some of its genetics is like ancient from, I think, Syrah or Viognier or both. Yeah, that's a great wine. Oh my God. Like, so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another, because Italy's an easy place to draw people in for exotic grapes.
Exactly.
And they have thousands of them.
Yeah.
And then there's some that I love, and I know you like, but sometimes that most people find
you're being very diplomatic.
Yeah, because when I'm talking about Sagrantino, which is one of my absolute favorites, and because people do ask me, like when I teach, like what's my favorite wines, I'm like, you don't want to know, because I'm not, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, okay, all right, Sagrantino. And then they go out and buy a bottle, and then they just don't ever, then they look at me like, I ruined their day, because I did. They're just so massive, and there's no modern way of making it. Alianico, another one of my favorites, just big, massive, unwieldy, unyielding. They're like the James Joyce of wine, or the Dostoevsky of wine. Like they are just not trying to be your friend.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So the nice thing is we're trying to think of wines that are people will actually like.
Yes. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I know. I always hated that question. What are your favorite wines? It just rankles me because
Well, it always changes.
Yes.
For me, it always changes.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can. Yeah, you're like that too, huh?
Of course.
Yeah, I know. It depends on the time of day. Depends on what I'm eating. Depends on what I'm bored with. Things that you're maybe getting excited about again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or there's a certain winemaker who I just absolutely love, and because there are Merlots out there that are just absolutely beautiful, and I'll just they'll be very exotic, and there are certain winemakers that do wonderful
Keith,
things.
You're really pushing the limits by bringing up Merlot again. Twice.
I know.
But I think we got some good
details.
Yes. Good details. I think this is, since you're bringing up Merlot, we're back to Merlot.
I know. Full circle.
Full circle moment.
Yes. I know. And this is the funny thing is this is only like a tiny percentage of all the interesting things that we can have. Yeah.
Totally.
And we didn't even bring up Gamay, which everyone should know.
I was thinking about it. I thought about it. I mean, everybody should know it, and they kind of do know it, but think it's not, I know it's that second-class citizen of Burgundy.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love Gamay.
Yeah. And I would suggest, I think that people should, I think that people should try Gamay from California first, like a natural winemaker. That'll give them a good reference point about how weird and funky and delicious it is.
Gamay from New Zealand is fantastic.
Oh, that's right. That's right. From the North Island, that is insanely good place.
But if you want to really like the classic great Gamay is from the Cru villages.
It is.
In Beaujolais.
Which one, any particular village you would recommend for people to try? Morgon?
I like Saint-Amour.
Saint-Amour, those are beautiful. Yeah. So spend over $15. Saint-Amour, that's a delight.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Exotic.
Now I'm thinking of so many more.
I know. Ugh. Well, we'll have to do a part 2.
We will. Yeah.
No more Merlot. I didn't know we needed to cover that. I didn't know we needed to state that.
I know, I'm sorry.
Flat out.
I know, I'm sorry.
And then you talked about Malbec.
I know. But that was a point.
But it's well taken. These things that seem exotic eventually do get folded in.
Yes.
And that's why we're always looking for new stuff.
Exactly. Everything old becomes new again. Everything new becomes old again. Wisdom from Keith.
Fabulous. Well, thanks, Keith.
So I think we should ask them to like and subscribe.
Please do. Like and subscribe.
And if you've watched this far, you probably should anyways. All right, folks.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.